times in our lives that we remember as defining moments. These are often times that force us to look at our lives in a new way. For many of us all over the world, that time came during the pandemic. Seeds of a new way of living were planted in our hearts and our minds. While that new way looked different from one person to the next, it seems to me that more and more of us are expressing a desire for quiet and simple lives. YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, they're full of posts about homesteading and rural living. Start a farm and raise some chickens. Go back to living as past generations did. Perhaps we do romanticize that way of life, making it synonymous with quiet and simple and slow. And now, for us, it's a lifestyle to be achieved. Who can blame us for wanting something other than the seemingly constant noise and busyness of modern life? Deep down, we know that life, past or present, does not guarantee a quiet, slow, or simple life. In fact, time and circumstances dish out quite the opposite, and often in abundance. Yet there is something that just draws us back to the past, something we see as valuable and better than the times in which we live. One of my defining moments came about 2.5 years ago, after my dear mum went to be with the Lord. Self-reflection turned into scrutiny, and I realized gone was the youth who spent the better part of a day lost in a book. Gone were the sewing, the concerts, the plays, the friends dropping by. An overwhelmed, increasingly anxious adult had taken over. I was not thriving. I can't say that I was free from anxiety as a child, but as I reflect on youthful activities, I do see that back then my mind was more often at peace than it was troubled. I grew up in a home that was far from quiet. 9 kids, 2 parents, stray cats and dogs, even chickens at one point. Yep. Perhaps from a bird's eye view, we looked like a hive of noisy activity, endless movement, shouting, laughing, crying, even singing. Yet, if one looked past the buzzing of a father's chainsaw and the sparks from a brother's welding torch, you will very likely see a young son building a model plane or a ship, a daughter sewing doll's clothes, a mother kneading flour for bread, sisters lying on a bed engrossed in books. In the midst of our chaos, and there was plenty, there were times of quiet activity and peace. While I know that I cannot go back to the past, perhaps I can revisit some of those activities with a renewed appreciation for the peace that they brought me. Quiet comes with the absence of noise, but I believe there's an even greater quiet that the loudest sounds cannot disturb. The true serenity that can only come from God. Yet He can use different things to bring that to us. I've decided to change the name of my channel to Thriving Quietly, as a reflection of the journey upon which I have embarked. Please join me on my journey towards a thriving life, which I believe is strongly connected with a quietness of mind that is anchored firmly within. God bless you.